We're back at it again with another video here with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. And studies have shown that when you smash the like button, you'll become a better trader. No, I'm just kidding. But let's jump into all of this with Wish stock and how it's pulled back and how momentum is starting to pull upwards. Is this a bull trap or is this true momentum here? So we're going to talk about some things. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the stocks I mentioned this morning, as well as the home run of the week that went up 30% plus this week alone. And then we're going to jump into everything here with Wish stock. The home run of the week was spectacular. Today, I managed to find 3 to 5% jumps on the daily watch list, but the weekly watch list, we managed to find a home run that went up 30% plus. If this is something you want to become part of, I would like to invite you to join us. The links are down below in the description to the Discord and Patreon, and by joining, you'll gain access to both, and you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So these were the stocks I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. VERO, BOXL, giving us small jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10% at their highest peaks. And the home run of the week was OPEN. Started talking about it at $14.43 after it closed on Friday. I mentioned this back on Sunday, August 8th, and let's see how it reacted this week. It was phenomenal. And on the weekly watch list, I always post my thoughts and a brief summary of how I feel about the stock. So you get a little bit more information, as well as analysis price targets that I share over at the post. So this is how it reacted on Monday. It pulled back from the 1440s down to 1415, took off to the 1530s and pulled back down to the lows of 1430 and took off to a high here of 1846. So it gave multiple opportunities to make 10 to 20%, 5 to 10%, but the highest point of possibility this week was 30% plus, guys. This was phenomenal, and this was a spectacular home run for the week. We look for home runs daily and also weekly. Now, on the weekly watch list, they move more of 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, but 30% plus, this was a home run, guys. If this is something that interests you, the links are down below in the description, and we look forward to having you join us. Well, let's jump into the chart here that we're going to talk about everything moving forward. Wish stock ContextLogic Inc. has actually hit newer lows, and the 52-week low before this was 752. We saw new lows yesterday of 737, 738, and today's new low is 669. The 52-week range now being the lowest point, 669. Now, what made this stock fall even lower today? Well, analysis price targets were actually being degraded, right? There was analysis price targets that were at $19 being brought down to $15 and $10, price targets from 12 coming down to 8 and 7, and then price targets going all the way down as low as $5, right? Created a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and creating a huge overreaction. Now, the stock is trying to build itself back up with momentum here. You can see the bulls trying to fight up, and also volume is phenomenal, right? It's almost at 200 million. I believe it's the #1 traded stock in the whole entire day today, between going up and going back down. And it's going to be important to watch this because I had stated this can go as low as $5, right? Between $5 to $7. And we saw that at these lows here of 669. The question mark is, could this hit a new 52-week low? And that's possible. That's why we're going to dissect this chart as much as possible here as we see it for what it is. And another thing too, this is one of those opportunities where if you believe in the stock and you see a huge potential in the long run, this is where opportunities are forming, guys. Opportunities are in the dips, right? Every single dip and every single pullback is a setup for the next bull run, right? You've seen that in the history of the charts, right? This pullback here was a setup for this bull run. This pullback here was a setup for this bull run. In this pullback, which we don't know the bottom yet, it hasn't really created one. It seems to be 669 for now, but if it gets broken through, what is the bottom, right? That's the big question mark. It's just all about being prepared, equipped, and also doing research on what stocks you're actually watching or looking to get into, and why do you want to get into them? Because it's so important to know the why, because if you're trying to do something quick or overnight, there is no stock that can actually do that. Luck or positioning yourself at the right time, at the right place, and right execution can do that. But trading is all about investing, right? That takes time. It takes actual data and actual earnings, right? This stock is not profitable. So it's so important to be aware of what type of stock you're getting yourself into when you pick stocks. So this stock alone right now is in a position to probably go lower, but if it doesn't, these are the levels we're going to watch. So the first thing is 669. Okay, 669, if that gets broken through, I would watch how it reacts between 669 and 650, because it's going to be important to have a base point, right? Beyond 669, which is 19 cents more, 650. If 650 gets broken through, between 650 and $6, and this is just me projecting if that happens. Now, if 669 turns out to be the bottom, this is where opportunities are forming, because it might pull back in a healthy manner, and that's going to be the setup, right, for the next bull run to continue pushing upwards. And if you do your research, there's articles already coming out stating that there's a gap that needs to be filled from these lows up to up here at 940s. And gaps tend to get filled eventually, okay? I saw an article about that. I want you to do your own research on it and find it. It's out there. And I found that very interesting, because gaps do need to get filled at some point eventually. But this stock right now, I'm not focusing on the fact that it can refill this gap. If anything, I'm looking for strength right now to consolidate here and not go any lower. That we have found the bottom, and that the bottom is 669. And this could be a clear sign of opportunity until the next catalyst that pushes this up. And I think one of the biggest next catalysts that can either make this go north or south is them announcing their CFO, okay? There's no real CFO right now. Once that happens, that's going to be huge. So the stock right now is pulling downwards. The first support level right there is 734. I would also use as a midway point 711. And if 711 gets broken through, 669. Now, if it bounces off of those levels and it's pushing upwards, and if momentum continues, well, the resistance level is the highest point of the day, and that's 785. If that gets broken through, next point of reference is up here at 835, and then obviously the highest point of 957, and that's where that gap would be filled. And if it creates a support there because enough volume is pushing it upwards, then this could be on its way back up towards $10, and I would watch between 957, 956, give or take, to $10 and see what's going on with the stock and what type of potential is forming at those levels. Now, analysis price targets have been degraded, right? They've gone lower, but they're still higher than where we're at right now. So that is one positive way to look at it, even though they brought it down from 19 to 12, from 12 to 8, and from 8 or 7 or whatever number it was to 5 that some of them have actually mentioned. You know, it still goes to show that a lot of them are the ones that were pointing to the upside are still pointing to the upside from these levels. Yes, there are some pointing to the downside, and that could cause catalysts to push downwards because of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But it is important to be aware also of those that are still pointing this one at least 30% up from here, 20% up from here, 50% up from here. So definitely do more research on the stock. This is one of the best times to do research to understand the stock if you're not in it. And if you are, you definitely want to understand the stock to know where it is that you stand as an investor and where the possibilities may head. As always, this is not financial advice. This is just me enlightening you guys on what I'm seeing in the charts and what I feel about the stock, just my opinions. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.